Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece here. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Here's my email, my website, my January host code, Facebook business page, YouTube channel, and Pinterest. And please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions on ordering, of course, we are in one of my favorite times of the year, which is Sale A Bration, January 5th to February 28th. So we're almost halfway through. And if you order from me on my website or however you name me as your demonstrator, if you order $50, you get to choose some of the projects or the products that are free with a $50 order. And this paper is phenomenal, which we're going to use some of it today. These are all free with a $50 order, so you get to pick one of them, and for every $50, you get more. The other thing I would say about Sale A Bration, it's a great time to join Stampin' Up because they have a wonderful joining deal. And if you want to just join, and some people said to me, I don't want to teach other people. You don't have to. You can just join for the great discount. So let me know what you think. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you. So today I am continuing my videos on the Stampin' Up Soft pastels in the back of our catalog. They are on page, you know, I always think I'm going to have this all organized. And I sometimes do, and sometimes I don't. They're on page 126 in the annual catalog. $9. Comes in 8 colors. Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade. So it is a fun collection. I've been with Stampin' Up for a long time. We used to have different pastels, and I love these just as much. Last time I showed you how to adhere these, I embossed this piece of white, just regular basic white. We adhered, we scraped off some of the chalk, and we adhered it with our new blending brushes, which are wonderful. This one, I Versamarked up the embossing folder, embossed it, and then used the blending brushes. And you can see this is much darker. Today, we're going to do yet another technique. And we're going to do this card. So this paper is in the Dainty Flowers Sale A Bration paper. This is just beautiful. It's Starry Sky. I just love it. And I'm using In the Moment stamp set. I like sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. Somebody's just had surgery. Something's happening in their life. It's a great sentiment. And I love all the images, but I thought this one really called to me. So I am going to show you how we are going to use the soft pastels today with blending brushes, which are in the back of our catalog. Blending brushes have some sort of solution in them. Does it say what it is? I don't know if it tells you exactly what it is, but a friend of mine said, I said, how long have you had your blender brushes? And she said, oh my gosh, I've had them for years and years and years. And they just last forever. Oh, maybe it says. Doesn't say. Acid-free. So that's good because you can use it in scrapbooking, but I'm not really sure what's in it. But it's got something in it that makes it a little bit wet, and it helps blend things. When you want to clean it off, all you have to do is just kind of come to your paper and just kind of rub it off. So I'm going to start with a piece of basic white, which is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. That's what I thought it was, but I wanted to check. And what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp this. Now, if you're coming to a workshop with me, I would probably put this on a stamparatus because then you get a really nice image. You don't have to worry if you have boo-boos. But for today, I'm just going to put it on a larger block. And if I have boo-boos, I'll just turn it around, because we all do that sometimes. All of us, let me tell you. I don't care how long you've been stamping. So I'm going to close up my Memento. And I'm going to stamp this. If you notice, I stamped it kind of towards the top. So I'm going to stamp this. I'm an eyeballer. I could have this completely straight. If that makes people happier, it doesn't really bother me. I just eyeball it. And if it's a titch off, I don't know if that's a real word, titch off, but I use it. So there's that part. I'm going to put the same right underneath it. Okay. And I'm going to give it just a little bit of space, not a ton. Once again, eyeballing. And then at the end, I'll put the little dots that come. Those are the 2022, 2024 matte in color dots, which I'll do later. Okay. The beautiful thing, if I do put this on, this one's just a titch light. That's another word, titch. And here's a little tip I'm going to show you. Have you ever done that and you stamped it and you went, it's too light. What am I going to do? Well, I'm trying to find my markers. Where did I put them? They are someplace. Here they are. I'm going to use my Stampin' Right black marker. And I'm going to just use the small end. Actually, I might use a bigger end. Nah, I'm going to use a small end. And I'm just going to make that just a little bit darker. Not a lot, but then it kind of matches the rest of it. And it doesn't look so yucky. And I don't have to restamp it, which is even better. So last time we took our pick tool and we, oh gosh, I thought I had this all open. I did. I had it open once. We took our pick tool and we just shaved a little off. Well, today we're going to do it totally different. We're going to take our blender pen and we're going to use it right on the chalk. So I'm going to start. So if one of them looks like they've been used, just go like this. Make sure you get all that purple out of there. And then you can go ahead and use it. Is there any rhyme or reason for what you do? Totally up to you. I tend to, once I get it clean, I tend to go to the lightest colors first. That's just my way of doing it. That is totally up to you. I'm going to make her a blonde. Now, you can do color blending too. You can mix colors to make whatever color you want. So let me go. I was a blonde once. No, I'm older and I'm not a blonde. I'm just going to, you notice how I'm just kind of rubbing that off. And then I'm going to give her blue jeans. And I am really getting a lot of color on my blending brush first before I start going on right where I want it. She's going to wear blue jeans. Looks like blue jeans. Now, this is just regular paper, and this is wetting it down. So you don't want to rub over the same spot a ton of times. It just is not a great thing. Because it won't give you the look you want. It'll kind of look like the paper is too wet, or it might bring the paper up. Really, really, really get the ink on that blending brush. That's my best tip. If you get a lot of it, the chalk, it's not ink, chalk on that blending brush before you even start, you're going to get a better look. You'll be happier with what you get. Okay, I'm going to let that dry and get that navy off of that. And I'm going to give her a Bermuda Bay top. I'm going to do it a totally different color. So she's going to have a Bermuda Bay top. And like I say, I'm really getting a ton of the chalk on here because it'll get you a better look. You'll be much happier. And it will it'll blend better too, because you need enough of it to blend through. Every time I color these, you can do it any way you want. You notice that I'm using the chalks are often used as coloring tools. And I showed you different ways. I don't spend like oodles of time coloring. I like to color, but I don't spend like hours getting just the right look. I don't do that. Some people do. I don't. You can. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to have a speed coloring. But I just tend to do it relatively quick. If I think about it too much and fuss too much, I usually make mistakes. I don't know about you. I'm using the Mossy Meadow for the window pane. It's not exactly brown. You notice there isn't a brown in here, but it just gives you a different, darker look. Now, I could go crazy and put in a sky, try to do that blue light. I just decided I'm going to leave it a little simple. And you notice I missed a part of her shirt. And that's the beautiful thing about using, and you only need one blending brush for all the colors because you just keep wiping it off. So I'll just kind of get that there. So I'm going to wipe it off. Get back to the Bermuda. And I didn't do this part of her shirt. I think I goofed that up last time too. Okay, now I'm going to make her cup. Oh, let's make her a poppy cup. She's got a nice, she's sitting there, going to have a nice restful day. And if you ever know of anybody that's going through a tough time where they're recuperating from surgery or some sort of thing, it's always nice to just encourage that. I'm going to use this as a mango melody for the pillows. And once again, some people are coming to a class. If you live local to me, I have a class at the Phelps Art Center. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. You have to let me know ahead. I'd love to have you come. And then the last thing I'm going to do is make the seat where she's sitting. And I'm using different colors than I did last time. So we'll see which ones we like the best, because you never know. Remember, this is where you're doing big areas. Get a lot of the chalk on your blending brush. And here's an example. I kind of pushed a little hard there. See how that kind of pulls the paper? Don't do that. I'm showing you what not to do. Take your time. Add a lot of the chalk. I don't mind that look, but I don't want too much of it. Add a lot of it. Okay, so it's not perfect. It's not meant to be. It's chalk. It's supposed to be kind of artistic. Now, the only thing I found with the chalks that I didn't have a skin tone. And we have some new Stampin' Blends that are some of the skin tones. So I decided that I'm going to just add a little bit of blend for the exposed skin area. I was trying to use some of the chalks and they just didn't look right to me. So that's why I did use a blend to add some of the color. Very simple. using blender pens and your chalk. And this is really, you don't need a machine. You don't need anything tricky. So this is what I would call simple stamping. I have one ink pad. I have a $9 assortment of chalks and some blender pens, and they're not very expensive either. They're in the back of the catalog. Now let's see if I can get it super quick. Blender pens. I kind of think I know where they are, because this is where the chalks are on page 126. We'll talk about watercolor pencils another time. And then the blender pens are on 129, and you get 3 of them, and they are $12. So it's not a super expensive way to add some fun color. So I have some of this beautiful dainty floral paper. I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm using this beautiful starry sky part. I'm putting it on thick basic white, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And all I'm doing for this card, once I finish the coloring, is I am adhering this. And then I'm going to take my pick tool, and I'm going to add, and you know, I might add, this comes out and you can use either side. I think that is super fun. It's just me. I'm kind of a boring kind of person. So I think that's fun. I'm going to add this with my pick tool. I highly recommend this. This is another little tool in the back of the catalog, and I use it all the time, constant. Now, if you can't get that little guy, which you notice I'm having troubles, use the spatula end, and you can kind of move that around. Isn't that fun? Simple card. And you can see I have different coloring with the chalks. I don't know which one I like better. I think they both, this is a lighter, these are faded denims, and these are more dark. Just fun, easy card, and not a lot of tools, and another technique to use your soft pastels. I hope you have a great day. Thanks.